Hey, hey! Hopefully we got everything working. It is 28mm RPG. Rick here for our next episode of Shadows in the Stars. We have with us, once again, we got Josh next to me playing Cobb.
Hello.
We have Shadow from Shadow and Sun playing 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍. And then we have Gordo, who is playing Adamus. And then we have Spencer playing Rye.
Hey.
Once again, back onto the ship, the Nebuchadnezzar, going off to the 𝙏𝙍 system. Along the way, everybody, I will get, first off, we'll start off with Cobb. Cobb, I would like you to go ahead and make your education roll for me, please. We'll see how you are doing here with your... you got an 11? Nice. 11. So we will go ahead and put your... you suddenly realize, hey, you're getting a little bit better with the fisticuffs here. Your melee is going up by 1. So go ahead and alter that for you. So, yeah, you're doing a little bit of melee back and forth. You know, you and Cora are like, you know, learning stuff, and she's like, "Man, Cobb, looks like you're getting a little bit better at this fighting thing. I mean, not like you were lacking of anything."
Yeah, well, you know, never can be too prepared or anything like that. You'll never know what'll you'll come across. And after my last fight, I want to improve and don't really want to get.
She goes, so what? Were you always a bounty hunter?
For more or less, I was pretty much always hired for most of my life. Did a little bit of kind of enforcement bodyguard kind of work, but
interesting. She says. Oh, she throws you a towel. She goes, "Well, you best get yourself cleaned up. We got I guess we got some ship duties to do. Some cleanup in the common room and such. Let's get to it."
Sounds good.
You guys end up, you know, getting all showered up and everything, and get ready for your day on the ship. In the meantime, Shadow, 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍 is once again kind of you know, doing his duty around the. Right now, you don't have anything to guard, except you do realize that the booty is that you have is stored in the cryo chambers. Now, the cryo chambers are built so that they can be ejected from the ship as kind of like an escape pod. So, kind of give you a little bit of a heads up on the functionality of that. But Rusk is pretty close by, and he's like, "So, 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍, you think we can really trust this group? You think we're gonna follow through and get this exchange done without any hassle?"
Well, they better, don't you think? Otherwise, there's going to be a bit of trouble.
Let's hope that doesn't come to pass. Otherwise, we may have to do a total wipe of everybody on this ship in order to cover our tracks. But
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
I got a good feeling about him.
You think we could
stay? You know, let's stay frosty, but always have a backup plan, right, boss?
for sure. He's like, the only one that I'm kind of concerned about is that the one that can handle himself, that Cobb guy. Yeah, that's the one. If there is any trouble, he'd be the first one to take out. I may have to go ahead and start working on a plan just in case. Because you know how these things go. You can never be too careful.
Hmm. Always have a plan B, and always have a plan B for your plan B.
It's like, so.
You know, I was thinking, you know, the cryo chambers. That's not a bad gig. That might come in handy.
You know, yeah, if there's any problems, we can always drop the pods and come and pick them up later. You know, it's something that
Or
can
drop
be
the crew.
done. That's that too, he says. Although, you know, we do have an air raft on board this ship now. That's a nice
It is a
thing.
nice little ship. It is a nice little ship. I mean, I grew up on a 100-ton Seeker, so this is like a palace.
Yeah, it's interesting. Have you ever seen the back of the in the engine room? There's been some pretty
Not yet.
extreme modifications going on there. I noticed some of the technology on here seems to supersede that of the outer shell, if you know what I mean. Looks like
She does fly like a train.
it seems to be running okay. But yeah, this that might be another plan. If anything goes awry, we're gonna have to go ahead and possibly take the ship as well. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We'll see how this plays out. See whether or not we get our power plant for our old overlord, and take it from there. So he nods at you. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a shot up at the old common room here. You coming?
Sure, why not?
And you guys go ahead and
Only so many bracelets I can make.
head over to the common room. And in the meantime, Gord, Adamus, you're basically in the bridge, and Zell is comes in looking a little bit concerned. She's like, Adamus, I have something interesting to show you. You mind popping over into my room? I have some interesting things there.
Well, always happy to talk. What do you have?
So you guys start walking over towards her stateroom, the one that's always designated as the medical stateroom, basically. And she's like, "This is going to be kind of weird, but I want your input on what you're seeing here." And she opens up the stateroom. You can see that there's a little bit of a terrarium set up in the corner of the room. And you see those, there's apparently there's like a group of those little crab-like creatures that she gathered up on the shores of of that other planet that you were on. Which one was that? Let's see. It was the ones from Waypoint. And you notice that the critters, they're kind of like crab shaped. They're almost like a size of a baseball. And you can see that there's several of them in here, and they're red. And then you notice that there's a clutch of these other little ones that look like they've been reproducing. And you notice that there are, besides that, she says, "Look in the corner," and then she's kind of pointing out. You can see what looks, he roughly almost looks like rocks, but they're the gray colored crabs, and they seem to be like rather snipping being kind of on defensive. Whenever one of the little red crabs come by, they kind of like nip out at it and start attacking. The other ones start defending themselves, and then they group around and they start flicking back at them and trying to repel them back into the corner again. And she says, I've ran a few tests, and I'm discovering that there's been a change in some of these creatures. And the one interesting one, she goes ahead and brings you over to a microscope, and she says, I've dissected one of these, and I've checked on the innards, and take a look. And she kind of points at the microscope.
Okay. I'll humor her and bend over and peer through the microscope.
Okay. She goes, well, you notice that I've within the bodily fluids of these creatures, you can see that there's these little floaty things, kind of pondering around. You can see that some of them are kind of like moving and kind of almost like an amoebic kind of motion. But you kind of recall seeing that on one of the things on the 𝙍𝘼𝘍𝙍𝙍 plague, and in one of your many encounters with the plague itself throughout history. You kind of know what a 𝙍𝘼𝘍𝑍 virus looks like, and you're seeing firsthand that, yeah, definitely these creatures have been infected by the 𝙍𝘼𝘍𝑍 plague and seem to be reacting somewhat aggressively against the others.
So Stella, I'm not a doctor, but this doesn't look good to me. Looks like there's a contagion here. Are we sure that this aquarium that you have them in is sealed? We don't want this getting out of the ship and infecting all of us.
She's like, I wouldn't worry about us. We've been inoculated, and as far as the rest of the crew, I don't believe it's is of any threat to any of the crew members currently right now. Not unless it totally mutates and turns into something different. But I'm looking at this and going, well, if this is the case in our terrarium, I'm kind of wondering what's going on Waypoint right now. And that kind of concerns me.
So, understand the concern. I share it. Our first priority is to the vessel. Are all of our passengers also inoculated?
Yeah, the ones that we have on board, like she's a Bailey and Ryder. Jack Ryder's already gone through the throes of the plague, and he came out okay. Same with Bailey. They both rid this out fairly well with what medications I did have on hand. And as far as their immune systems, they've entirely adapted, so they do have some natural immunity towards this. The rest of the crew, even the Rusk and 𝙏𝙍𝘍𝙍𝙍, they've come from a more of a technologically advanced civilization that has also had their own immunizations done as well. But as far as us going to any other planets that may not have had any interaction with the 𝙍𝘼𝘍𝑍𝙍 plague, this might be a concern.
So let me ask you a couple questions. What is the incubation period of this disease?
It's like maybe a day or two.
Okay. Is there any reason to keep these samples of these creatures any longer?
Well, this is why I collected them up. Is what I was wondering why this was happening on the shoreline, and having been able to diagnose it, yeah, we can get rid of these samples if we need to.
Okay. Irradiate the samples and then out the airlock, please get rid of them. Record your findings. Let's contact the public health authorities on Waypoint and send the results of your work to them to give them a warning that perhaps they have an impending outbreak. And then for ourselves, at what point will we no longer be a threat to uninoculated individuals if we were to visit another world?
She says if we were to go ahead and land, I would say we would definitely have to segregate ourselves from the public and have the entire ship radiated and then cleansed, and then we should be able to continue on with procedures as normal. That should get rid of the virus in case we do spread it to any other worlds. She's looking at the notes on 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍. She says, by the looks of it, they should be technologically advanced enough to have combated this plague in the past. So
all the same, includes your communication or your data package to the authorities on 𝙏. Let them know that we're going to have the ship decontaminated upon arrival prior to interacting with the local population, and send a copy of your protocols to the captain and the other members of the crew so that we make sure we follow it exactly.
okay.
Any words back from Waypoint? Let me know, please, and contact.
She's like we
as well.
We won't be able to get off any message until we arrive out of our bubble.
That's fine. When you contact them, make sure you keep the captain and the other officers informed, please.
She's like on a better note. How are you doing on your studies there? Go ahead and roll for your education, please.
Okay. Well, I've been working on that vac suit. Hopefully getting better at it. A lot of assistance. Let me see.
Beauty. I would say that is a success. And we will give you an additional skill in vac suit.
Excellent.
So what we will do here, let me just grab it. Throw it on here for you. Perfect. You are now educated in vac suit with a 0. So
excellent.
Trained. In the meantime, Rye, what are you doing in the meantime?
I work out.
He works out. So,
Got to build up my strength, and honestly, I want to start training my endurance for faster reflexes.
you and Scott Bailey are working out, and he's helping you push through. He's a fairly buff security guard kind of guy, and he's like helping you with the weights and everything. He's saying, "Hey, you think we can push it to 2 Gs? You think?"
Let's do it.
So you go ahead and increase the range weight, and you start pushing your limits once again. We'll have the flash dance music in the background, please. Go ahead and roll for your education, please.
Education.
That is a pretty decent roll. We'll go ahead and give that to you.
We all got the same.
Yeah, nice rolls, guys. Holy crumb. There you go. So yeah, you're feeling a little bit more stronger. He looks at you. He goes, yeah, you're starting to work off a little bit of that baby fat you got going on there. Good job, man.
As acting captain, you know, I gotta be a good role model for my.
We got to make sure that okay, I'm getting OBS disconnections here for some stupid reason. I don't know why. But it's happening again. It does allow the thing to go through. I think it just blinks out on us for a little bit. So sorry guys out there watching. Apologize for any inconvenience. Might have to go ahead and modify the OBS a little bit. So now, let's see, where are we at here? Oh, of course, and I forgot to go ahead and run the time clock, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I have to miss out at least something during a session, right? Right, guys? Okay.
You wouldn't be Rick if you didn't.
I wouldn't be. I am what I am, right?
He's a pro streamer, all right.
Pro streamer.
Yeah, it's definite.
Yeah, this is the real thing, guys. This is it. Alrighty. So the indicator goes off at the console. It's almost ready to go ahead and come out of jump. Any last minute things? Everybody's good?
Yep.
Cobb,
It's
Shadow,
all good here.
Gordo, Spencer, all good.
Yep, I'm good. I will take up my position on the bridge in preparation for our arrival.
Yeah, I'll jump on the weapons systems.
Okay.
And I remain in my captain's chair.
Okay,
Or
Shadow.
return. That would be a better one.
Any particular place you are going to be residing? Common room?
Probably my bunk.
Bunk? Okay.
Checking on my gear.
Taking up crocheting.
Gotta get those needles ready.
Get that needle point skill up.
Hit 1, pro 2, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Just throwing everybody into their positions on the ship here. Just got everybody. There we go. Alrighty, and suddenly, boom, the everything comes into view. You start getting signals coming off everywhere. Zalia ends up sending out a packet. Delete, delete, delete. Sending it out on the comms. And from what you can see from the readings, you have a vast gas giant close by. It also reads the main planet. It shows you the indicator of the starport. It's a fairly high, sophisticated signal coming from that direction. And what you're getting is some information. It's giving you a signal on it saying high Lex and low Lex, as far as what you're getting on the planet surface and the above in the atmosphere. Other than that, where do you want to go, Captain? Says Cora. Shall we
Try and make it to the surface and see if there's a spaceport down there that we can communicate with the local people.
Oh, she's like, well, we can broadcast from here. Apparently, they have some fairly high technology here.
All right, send out a signal saying that we want to, come in and board or arrive.
Okay, she sends that out, and she's like, "Oh, we have something coming back, and they are indicating that they would." They wish to send out a patrol craft in our direction.
Let it be for now. Cobb, stand by.
Roger that.
I'm going to watch for our sensors to see if as the patrol craft approaches, if it has weapons charged, if it's targeting us. And
roll sensors, please. You have sensors, or let's see,
electronics.
electronics. Go ahead and use your electronics. Let's make sure we have the correct thing. Okay, there we go.
Nope.
Coase, you have your communicator go off.
Yeah. Goes here.
You're Warren. Good to meet you again, Warren. Long time no see. Franken.
Good to see you too, Frank.
What's the
Any news
situation?
for me?
What's the situation on
Completely under control.
what's your current situation as far as the it goes with the crew?
Good bunch of guys, except for the obvious.
How is things going along with the Shikikakar?
We'll have to give you the full report in person. Where can we rendezvous?
We can possibly make arrangements at the starport. Does that sound suitable to you?
Yep.
Very well. Very well. We shall terminate this quantum communication, and I will see you there as soon as your ship embarks.
One last thing.
Yes.
Do not address me by Warren in public.
Oh, definitely, Warren. I shall
You're going
address
under
you
the-
as Coase. Correct.
Appreciate that.
Very well, sir. We shall meet you at the starport. I believe we will rendezvous at Deserts Inn.
Perfect. First round's on me.
Oh, most gracious, sir. Thank you. Frank out. And then you hear the beep beep. In the
Delete
meantime,
call log.
what's that?
Delete call log.
Call what?
Erase.
Delete
the-
call
Oh,
log.
delete call log. Okay. No problem. Yeah, sorry, that was cracking up on me.
Could be my chair. I gotta get a new chair.
All right. And yeah, the rest of you just kind of brace by and notice that there is a contingent that comes from the station, from the high port that you are seeing. Cora goes, do you want me to continue course towards the planet? Or shall we possibly go ahead and get ourselves some fuel at the gas giant along the way?
Continue course to the planet.
Okay, very well. And she continues on course, and you start noticing that it's as time goes on, you're seeing that it's a 3 patrol craft which are coming into view. Very, very far distance, of course, right now. And you notice that they do not have any indications of any weaponry being armed or trained on you
Thank you.
at the moment. And slowly the it starts getting closer and closer. So Russ comes into the room, Shadow, and for Kos. And Rusk goes, so what's the deal? We're holding tight here, or
Looks that way. Guessing we'll be making planetfall in a couple hours.
and yeah, strange thing there. I noticed that there was a somewhat of a signal came out of the ship. Know anything about that, Kos?
Now, been stuck in here making bracelets.
He nods at you. Okay. Well, we'll see you up in the common room later. Talk to you later, Kos. And
No problem.
he walks out. The rest of you notice that the ships are getting closer, and you get a signal. Please prepare for boarding procedures. We wish to check out your crew and what you're carrying on board.
Roger that.
Cora looks. Should we maybe a jettison or hold tight?
It's a tough call. One way or another, we need to figure something out.
It's like, we don't have much time. We got to do this now if we're going to do it.
Well, we're pirates, aren't we? Let's do what a pirate does.
We're not pirates. We're entrepreneurs.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So you hold off, continue on, and the ship signals that it's about to come forth and come dock. The other two stay back at a fair distance, but the main patrol craft comes alongside and starts to couple. Clamps onto the side of your ship. And so Cora goes, I guess we should have somebody meet the boarding party.
I
I'm
feel like
on
I
it.
can go. I'll go. Do you want me to go with you, Captain?
Yeah, Cobb, come with me.
So Cobb,
That trigger finger, hold steady, just in case
What-
something goes
what-
south.
Why don't I come along too, and perhaps I could do the talking, Captain.
Roger that. Come on.
I go along with him.
okay. And yeah, you head over to the airlock, basically, which is where it's coupled towards, which is near the right next to your main room, which is just next to your bridge area. And yeah, you hear the airlock engage, and you see 3 troopers coming in, full battle armor on, and one of them comes forth. They don't. They have weapons, but they don't appear to have them in their hands or anything. And you see them approach. They're still in full face gear and everything. And says, "Greetings. I am Captain Shiro."
Greetings. I'm Captain Rye of the Nebuchadnezzar.
I would like to take a look at your cargo hold and to ensure that you are not carrying anything illegal.
What do you
Gen-
classify
gentlemen.
as illegal?
Gentlemen, may I intervene? And I give him show him our electronic device with our credentials and say we are a registered free trader. Here is our cargo manifest. You're more than welcome to conduct your inspection. if you have any questions, I would ask that you don't hesitate to inquire. How long? We are actually in a bit of an urgent arrival here to meet a buyer, and the buyer apparently has to go off world for another appointment. We don't want to miss that rendezvous. Can we expedite this inspection in any way to ensure we don't miss our buyer and lose out the sale? It would be a significant expense for us if we were to not be able to turn over the goods that we have.
Roll your diplomacy.
Yep.
And this is why he's my number one.
They look you over. He goes, yes, we will make sure this is as quick as possible. Come on, men, let's go. These gentlemen need to do their prospect work. He designates one to stay by the airlock. The other one comes with him. Gentlemen, to the cargo hold.
I'll escort them to the cargo hold to keep a close eye on what they're poking around in.
Yeah, you take them over to the cargo hold. They start looking over some of the stuff, and they're like poking around. They're like, this crate, may we open?
And again, I'll make sure there's nothing sensitive, and I will allow them to open that crate.
It's one of the ones with the platinum and the gold in it and stuff. One that was,
yes.
So they
I open it and sort of check things off as they go to make sure that they're seeing the manifest.
And they're looking it over. They're pondering through. They go, oh, very fine. He's like, and we would like to go ahead and check a few more of the areas here. Particularly, what kind of who do you have on board here? He's kind of looking through the manifest. He's looking at stuff, and he's like checking things with a scanner unit. And he's going, wait a second. Something strange here. He goes, we will need to access your low berth passage. Place where the cryogenics. You're apparently, I am reading only a certain amount of people. You have a certain amount of people in cryo.
We do, yes. Some individuals who wish to be asleep for the trip.
Very well.
We have them.
Please escort us.
Okay, I will take them to the cryo room.
Go into the cryo room. He's checking things out, and he's like looking it over. He's going, wait a second. There is a problem in this one. And he goes by the ones that have the what do we call it? Contraband in. And he goes past it. He's like scanning stuff. And he's like, wait a second. This young woman, her cryopod is, there is something wrong. She is under distress. Does your doctor know of this? He's pointing over at Tal. Tal's your pilot.
I see. Yes, we are well aware. Doctor has been closely monitoring her condition until we can get her to more substantial medical facilities. There was a slight incident, and she's there for her own protection. But nothing to worry. She is stable, and we have been monitoring her continuously.
He looks it over. He goes, yeah, she is in need of some we do have facilities. We could have her taken in at our medical center and looked after. Appears to be some sort of he's scanning it over, some sort of anomaly with the with her brain pattern.
Yes, we again, our doctor is aware of her condition. I will certainly pass along the offer, and perhaps we are trying to take her back to her home system, but we'll see if perhaps if she needs immediate assistance here, we may take you up on that offer. So please transmit the details of the qualifications and certifications of your physicians and facilities and what you can offer in terms of medical care, and I will certainly allow our doctor to coordinate with your public health authorities if necessary.
Very well. Very well. And he's like ready to do something. Then you hear a little thing on the comm. Cora mentions she's detected another ship. Far distance though. It's within the vicinity. Just giving you a heads up. And the
officer or captain, may I ask, do you have another vessel inbound? We're picking up something on our
negative.
scan.
That is concerning. He walks past the contraband, cryo chambers, and kind of just walks past them and talks to his fellow officer. They talk to each other in their tongue and back and forth. Back and forth. And he's like, he nods. He goes, yes, there is apparently another vessel, not one of our patrol vehicles. We will go ahead and check that out. I think this is it. This is all. Let us go. So reconvene in our patrol vessel. He says, yeah, try to keep it out of trouble. He goes ahead and hands you back your manifest. Heads on back over towards the airlock and says, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for making this quick. This will certainly allow us to keep on our timeline, and we appreciate your cooperation. Thank you.
Sir. Just make sure you get that young lady to a facility quickly as possible. It looks fairly dire. And
I appreciate that.
He nods at you, and they head into their patrol vehicle.
Thank you.
And they disembark. You hear the pressure locks disengage, and their patrol vessel dislodges from yours.
So how did our inspection go?
It was a little closer than I would have preferred, but they have passed us, and we are cleared to continue on to the plant.
All right, that sounds good. Well, let's continue on. We need to get this over and done with.
Cora notices. She goes ahead and indicates and tags a little icon on the on your display, showing that there is a scout class starship off in the distance coming in as well.
I checked the vector and see if they're on an intercept course to intercept us.
It looks like they could be. She's like, it looks like they could be following the path in order to get to Sa, the main world.
All the same, let's go ahead and alter our vector. Take a little longer route to get to the planet, see if they adjust course to match ours.
You go ahead and alter your course, and you're seeing that the other vehicle is still heading straight on to the trajectory to Sa. And as you're getting closer and closer, you notice that there are starting to be more little indicators showing some movement in the skies around Sa, as well as a lot more military craft that you're kind of getting flashback beacons from them, but they're kind of more of a scrambled kind of indicator. They're not giving you any kind of verification of their size or their any kind of indicators on their power outage or anything like their power outage or anything like that. Kind of very vague. You think that it's probably some form of a masking that they're using. This is higher technology, obviously. You could see that on their battle suits when they came in. They looked rather lightweight, but really fairly significant in protection. and you can kind of surmise that they are higher technology than this ship, as well as possibly anything that you've encountered so far.
Hey, Adamus,
Go ahead.
is there maybe some type of trade that we can do to get their technology? Like their armor and stuff like that?
Certainly worth asking the question. I'm not sure exactly what we have on board that maybe on a return trip we can bring something of value to them. We'll try to feel them out when we're down there.
Yeah, since you were talking to them earlier, do you think they'd be susceptible to trade?
I have no reason to suspect that they would not be willing to trade. As far as advanced technology, that may be considered for their security. They may not want to give it up. We can certainly explore it.
Sounds good. Carry on.
Okay, the ship continues on. Kos, you see Russ come back in. He's got some sort of a little device that he's got. He was like, "That was pretty damn close. I was ready to make things blow if there was any kind of indications of us being uncovered. That's for sure."
What do you got set up?
Oh, just a little surprise device, just in case something happens. He goes ahead and puts it back into his pocket. He goes, yeah, let's make sure that we keep an eye on our prize there, and make sure it's protected at all costs. I mean, if anything does happen, we'll blow these guys. We'll blow the cryo chambers, the pods out, and we can collect them later. But that's kind of last resort. Things get messy after that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Anybody in any of the other pods?
Oh yeah, they have. They definitely have some gal locked up in there. Really bad life signs on her. Seems to be rather unstable.
Sucks to be her.
Yeah. And yeah, they also got a what seems to be a family. It looks like their genetic codes are all matching. So definitely looks to be possibly mother, father, kids.
I'm gonna find myself a nice cozy spot within visual, and you do what you got to do.
All right. Talk to you later. He goes off, starts walking around out into the ship. And the rest of you guys are, basically in your positions, getting closer and closer to the planet. As you arrive closer in, you're guided in by a signal. You get a communications from the starport. They indicate that you stand down. Any weapons must be kept on the ship. They do not allow any weapons off the ship. And any weapons found on persons within the starport off the tarmac will be prosecuted. And,
Okay.
And if you continue on in, they give you a docking bay, and it's on the high port. And the ship gets maneuvered into position and locks up in a what seems to be some sort of tractor guidance beam. Locks onto your ship and starts maneuvering it around. And Cora's like, "Oh, geez," and she's like, "Let's go of the yoke." And basically, the ship is guided in by other means. She's like, "May as well not fight it." And the ship gets placed onto its tarmac pad. And behind you, the hangar doors close. And repressurize. You may now proceed outside on the tarmac. Have a nice day.
Okay. I will leave my weapons inside, step outside, and see if there's a customs official or some other guard or something outside to speak with.
You walk out. You can see that there is a causeway from the tarmac, which heads off into what you can guess is possibly some sort of customs offices or something. It does indicate some sort of strange looking writing everywhere. And you're seeing, a lot of signs and stuff, but there's not really a lot of activity around here. You're not seeing a lot of individuals around. You're kind of looking around for a contingent of people, and there is absolutely nobody outside of these doors.
While I'm out there, I'm going to look around to see any other ships that are currently berthed here, and just see if they compare to ours, if they're advanced, or if they're from other systems.
Yeah, you see numerous ones that you don't see really much around here that kind of varies, kind of like your ship. All the rest of them seem to be kind of these sleek looking vehicles, docked up, larger military kind of craft in the vicinity, but they are, around the 500, 600 ton, where your ship is like a 200-ton ship. And yeah, it does. They don't seem to have anything larger that you've seen so far, including what you've seen on the screens. You've never seen anything like, cruiser size or anything. They all seem to be fairly smaller size ships.
Right, Adamus.
Go ahead.
Looks like the coast is clear out here. No welcoming party to meet us. So whatever cargo operations we have planned, they can commence. I'm going to come back on board.
Sounds good.
I go back in the ship.
As you're going back in the ship, you see Rusk. He looks at you. He's like, so what's our business here? I heard that you had to make this little bit of a stop.
He's addressing me.
Yeah.
Yep, to Adamus.
So, well, this is more of a stopover for us, but I know that the captain has some sort of meeting planned here. We'll see if it is lucrative or not, but we'll stand by and see what comes of it.
He's like, yeah, well, we need to get to Fal as soon as possible. So I'm not the type of guy that has a lot of patience, if you know what I mean. Let's make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize. He nods
Certainly.
at you. He nods at you and heads back into the cargo hold.
As he walks off, I say, I appreciate your patience. As a guest and passenger on our ship, know that we're doing everything to get to where we need to as quickly as possible.
He goes, thank you, and proceeds off. See Sel, he's like, that guy's such a dick.
Just keep an eye on him.
In the meantime, Zalia goes ahead and bleeps in. She's like, so are we taking our pilot to medical facilities here?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, I will
Get him out of the cryo and make
like,
arrangements
we'll-
to the nearest.
Yeah, we'll get her prepared and underway.
All right, perfect.
You hear her call in for Bailey for assistance, and then you see kind of Bailey show up and walk by. Both her and Bailey go ahead and start preparing the cryopod for movement. and they both attach the gravitational pulls on it and start wheeling her out. They get her over towards the cargo bay and await for further orders. We're all ready.
I'm gonna follow. I'm following.
And I'm
them.
good.
Coast is following. Okay, Coast falls
And
in.
I'm going with her as well.
Okay, for sure. So with the four of you plus the one in the cryo chamber, you all start heading into onto the tarmac. Go down below, in through the hallway area. Okay.
I let Rusk know I won't be gone long.
Yeah, he nods. And soon enough, you end up coming towards a door, like an airlock kind of door. And as soon as you approach, it opens, and you can see a kind of a big area before another set of doors. And you go ahead and start moving in, looking in, and they look over back at you for Shadow and Rye. I mean, for Kos and Rye.
Well, we're
Heading
still
in?
continuing. Yeah, we're heading in.
And the door shuts in behind you. You feel the kind of like a little bit of a pressure difference, and then suddenly you're feeling kind of like this, vapor come over across you, and appears to be some form of a decontamination system of some form. And it alleviates, repressurizes. The second set of doors opens, and you head on in. Basically, Zalia and Bailey are both on either end of the cryo chamber, moving it along. As you enter into the, you see a main causeway. You can see several other people. You see some troopers. They appear to be wearing outfits that kind of look like, military kind of uniforms. And they see you as you pop on in. They're just, they kind of nod as you make your way in. And you can see that there is you're looking at some of the signs and kind of trying to figure them out. They seem to be kind of cryptic in a way.
I'm gonna try and read it with
Roll a language. Yeah, you're getting this. You're like, okay, medical facility this way.
Okay, I follow the signs. We gotta go this way, guys.
Everybody nods and starts following you then. And as you start moving along, you notice that there's basically a medical facility. There's a person that greets you at the entry and asks for the purpose of the visit.
I hand her the medical form of the cryo patient. She needs in dire need of help. This is the condition that she's in. And it's kind of an emergency that she sees a medical personnel.
She starts checking it out, and she's like looking at it. She goes, "Oh my, this is not good. Not good at all."
Well,
okay, come this way. And you proceed in, and she asks that the rest of you kind of stay in behind as they go ahead and do an examination.
what's up, cost?
I'm going to hit the men's room.
What
When
was
I get in, I need to use the men's room.
Okay. Yep. You go ahead and find the facility. You do so, and
It's over there, Kos.
the rest of you kind of just stay put as the doctors go ahead and start disengaging the cryo chamber, depressurize it, pull it open, and they're like looking at her and like they start putting like these things on top of her. Some sort of a big machine comes along and starts attaching nodes onto her head and everything, and then it starts lifting her out with a it's kind of like a repulsor beam, kind of moving her out and onto a whatchamacallit, carry hospital bed basically, and shift her down the hallway, and they take her into another room, some sort of emergency room. And the doctor goes ahead and approaches you and says, yeah, we will proceed with an examination and such. He says the cost will be from what we can determine from the examination. We will get that to you as soon as possible.
Send it through this account here.
Okay, he looks it over, goes ahead and designates some numbers and numerals and gets it all set. Goes very well. And he says, well, if you, he says the city is open for those that want to peruse our promenade. But other than that, the main world is off limits to off-worlders for now.
Copy. I think I'm just gonna stay with her as much as I can to make sure she is maintained.
Nods, and she says, well, you may make use of our facilities here. She says there's a place where you can get food here, the cafeteria and such. No problem.
Adamus,
I was on mute. What's up?
are you still located on the ship?
I am on board the ship. Yes.
Okay. Stay alert. I'm gonna stay with her until she is better. Kos had to use the bathroom, so I don't know where he's at right now. But you're in charge of this ship until I return.
Yeah, copy that. We've got button down here. We will await your arrival. You run into any problems, let us know.
Roger that. Thank you.
Yep.
So, in the bathroom.
Frank,
You really had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he had to take a Frank. That's for sure.
You had to take a Frank.
A mean Frank.
Ah.
I get Frank on the horn. I tell him to relay by info.
He's
and
he lets you know that he is on his way. He's very close to the starport.
Okay, change plans, grab your gear. I need you to well, you need transportation to follow. So have some credits ready, and I'm sure they'll take you on as a passenger.
Roger that. Okay. You've done the
Delete.
communication. Delete.
Delete it. And
Delete that quantum.
It's a
All
double secret, hush hush.
That's right.
Don't want anyone to know.
yeah, that's working out real well, isn't it?
Alrighty. Yeah. No problem.
How's the
It-
patient? Ask the guys how the patient's doing.
Yeah, he comes back. And everybody
Patient is doing okay.
Yeah, you notice that the rest of the group kind of looks a little bit hopeful, and Zal seems to be like maybe I better go in there and check things out. So she goes over and asks one of the doctors. She lets the doctor know that she's her personal physician, and they kind of nod and let her go through. And she goes in. In the meantime, anything you're doing there, Mr. Adamus, over on the other ship? You notice that there is another starship that comes in, appears to file in, a scout ship, and it ends up docking, elsewhere that you can see. You can basically see ships coming in, but you can't really see into their hangar areas or any of their docking facilities. But everybody else is kind of just hanging out at the ship, kind of, waiting it out.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one of our crew
Which one?
members. Let's see. I'm gonna look and see
You
who's
have
on board right now.
Cora, you have Jack, you have and you have Rusk, and you have Shar, and you have Overton.
Yeah, I'm still on the ship at the
And-
moment.
yeah, and Cobb, yeah.
Yeah, I need to go shopping, but other than that, I'm free to.
Okay. I was simply
Do
gonna.
whatever else.
I'll talk. I talked to Cobb then. Hey, Cobb. I'd really love to kind of get a peek inside one of these advanced vessels that are docking here. I
Okay.
have a small wearable camera I can fashion, and if we could get either you or one of our crew members to just sort of take a stroll past their cargo berth and just see what you can capture on the way by, that would be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I may even see if I can. If they're not paying attention, sneak inside and see what we can find.
Yeah, I would be careful with that. We don't need to create an international or interstellar incident or have some of us get arrested. But yeah, just if in an area that is in the public area that's not off limits, just sort of stroll by and see if we get a peek inside, see what they have.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
Okay, Cobb.
I'll stay aboard in case there's any problems, and Captain asked me to kind of keep an eye on things till he gets back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll do that, and then I just need to see if they got someplace you can get weapons or something to
You
armor.
you end up, walking out, heading off down the tarmac through the doors. Basically, a pair of doors open up in front of you. You see it's basically a kind of a long corridor. Another set of doors at the very end.
Okay.
Walk on through, and basically you are basically in a clunk decontamination chamber, and it goes through its cycle, ends up opening up at the other end, and you are looking out towards what looks to be a kind of a promenade area. You can see that there's various men in kind of like flight suits. You can see other ones kind of just wandering the passages in kind of generic kind of, outfits in, kind of casual wear. Other ones in uniform.
Okay.
You're looking around, and all the signs in this area are really whack as far as you can see.
Yeah, I can't read their language, so hopefully anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go up to someone with a uniform and just ask them if there's any way that I can get some stuff to beef up their security for our ship and our safety of our crew.
You need
Just,
cameras, that sort of thing.
Like weapons. We travel from place to place, so we need stuff to protect ourselves.
Weapons. Ship weapons.
Personal.
Ooh. He's like, no one is allowed to have any weapons around in this. Yeah. that they're not. That's not legal here.
Okay.
I know
So
it's
no
it's
place-
a, it's a common question by off-worlders. Definitely no.
Okay. Any place we could go to get something just sent to our ship? Not so much to have in person, but
What exactly are you
Um,
looking for?
I'm
Like the same
we get-
thing?
basically, yeah. If there's any place that we can I can get a requisition, especially combat armor, maybe some better firearms that we can get sent directly to our ship.
He's like, well, thinks about it. Cobb, go ahead and roll a streetwise, please.
Sorry, they disconnected for a second. So, what did you need to roll?
Streetwise.
Streetwise, please.
Streetwise. Okay, perfect.
And he's like, come over here. Let's talk in private. He's like, goes over out kind of around a corner into kind of like a secluded alley kind of area, and he says, "Okay, buddy, if you do want something," he says, "well, it's gonna cost you. So I would say 5,000 credits up front."
Okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You see, I work for the government here, and I just wanted to see if you actually were on the up and up or knew something. I'm basically going to try to lie and see if I can bluff my way into.
Ooh, okay. Let's see, what do you got here?
I got deception.
Okay, go ahead and use the deception roll.
Okay. See if I can.
He's like, buddy, you can't con me. I know exactly where you're from, and you're not. You're an off-worlder. He says,
Yeah.
it's either you take my offer, or maybe I will go check up on my friends myself.
Hmm. Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's worth trying. Where I come from, you gotta at least try. So yeah, I'll,
You're pretty sly for an off-worlder, he says.
yeah. So yeah, I'll take your 5,000.
5,000. Okay, he goes ahead and puts out his pad, gets ready. Doot, 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 doot. Transfer 5,000 to him.
Yep.
Okay, take that off of your personal. I believe you have it in your notes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, he says, okay. So what are you interested in exactly? You want
if I
something army grade? You want something navy grade?
Definitely some sort of protective combat armor. Something better than just the basic old cloth armor. We've seen our fair share of firefights.
Yeah, he's looking you over and he's like, okay, so you're a grunt basically.
I've been head of security for our ship, and we're free traders, so we gotta look out for ourselves. Worlds can be pretty dangerous.
No, it's okay. So we'll see what we can do here for you. Give me your comm number, and we'll get something worked out for you here.
Okay. So yeah, I'll give him the comm number.
Okay. And yeah, he says we'll be in contact. Give us about 2 hours.
Yep, sounds good. And then I'll give him just Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll head off and do what Adibus wanted, and just
Okay.
kind of
You start.
wander around their
Yep.
ships and that.
You're wandering over towards down the promenade towards the other areas where you can see that there is like contact points to various docking facilities. You see one that is basically one for military. You see one that tends to be more of a commercial kind of area.
Okay. I'll just kind of mosey over to the military area, just gonna see what check the security.
Yeah, you see multiple kind of like a drone kind of activity moving along in the corridors in that area. It's very highly surveilled by the looks of it.
Okay, I'll just kind of see how close. I'll just wander up, see if I can get at least a video of some of the ships that are there. Nothing on the inside, and then wander off to the civilian one. And
Okay, give me a, let's see, where are you, cop, here. Give me a roll. Do you have any recon or?
Yep.
Yeah, you do. Okay. You get stopped, and it's just basically this drone kind of intercepts you, starts taking pictures, starts flashing at you, and asks you to step aside.
I just turn around and give it the finger and wander off.
Okay, yeah, you basically get off that tarmac. Yeah, and it kind of like, follows you out basically as you're going along, and you see others kind of coming in and backing it up with their little extra probes coming out, kind of things. And you exit the area quite quickly.
Yeah, and head off to the commercial one.
Commercial area, yeah. And upon perusing that area, you can see that there's numerous ships. You notice that there's one quite a nice looking yacht kind of a thing. Definitely super high tech.
Okay, I'll mosey on over to it and just kind of take a look at it and kind of see if there's anyone around it working on it. Just
you're checking around and seeing what's about. You can see that there's various techs like down the way. They're kind of off in their own world. They're trying to work on some sort of parts on another ship. But around in this area, there doesn't seem to be anybody kind of specifically around. You can see that the one cargo door is open and the ramp is down.
Okay, I'll head over to it and just kind of pretending to be a tourist and just looking around and gawking at the shiny fancy.
Kind of looking at it. It looks very, very eloquent. It's got some really sleek lines to it and everything.
Yeah, to see if there's any armaments on it, or
it does appear to have. It appears to have some form of it looks like some very high tech turrets on it. 2 sets.
Okay.
One on either side of the ship, on one end and the other, not up and down, it's side to side. The turret arrangement appears to be fairly sophisticated. You would suspect some form of high-tech particle accelerator by what you've seen before.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get video of it all and just kind of wandered around it. And
Yep. You're kind of just checking things out. You get, a nice view of the back end, the sides, and everything. And nobody seems to be taking any notice around. The two guys that are working maintenance are still working away on that one ship, banging away on a strut, trying to make sure, things align perfectly as they start placing in another like bolt into place. They've got one guy's got this repulsor kind of mechanism that they're using to move stuff around with.
Okay, I'm going to just walk up the cargo ramp.
Okay.
Just kind of mosey on in and
You walk up into the cargo ramp. It's basically a fairly, it's a narrow ramp. This is more or less like a the main entryway. It goes into a kind of like a where an airlock would be.
Okay. Well,
See a closed door in front.
see if it'll open when I approach it. If not, I'll.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't open. There's actually a pad on front of it, which appears to be fairly blank.
Okay. I'll head back to the ship then.
Okay, head on back.
And hand the video over to Adamus and say, "Oh, this is what I could get." And we wait.
Well done. That's actually, yeah, we'll spend some time analyzing that and see what we can learn.
Okay, and I made some contacts, and hopefully we can get some better weapons and armor as well.
Wonderful. That'd be great.
Okay, in the meantime, back at the medical facility, the doctor, the Zalia, ends up coming out, and she's like, well, the prognosis, she says, it looks like they have two choices. They're either going to go ahead and remove the tech components from her head and see whether or not they can do a form of regrowth on her brain, or they can continue with the tech that she has on her and give her some form of antibodies that will help her integrate with the technology. It's kind of leaving it up to your hands there, Captain, on what they're going to do. So far, they've run down the cost. Leaving her as is and just giving her the medications that she needs in order to transition into this whatever the technology is trying to do is going to cost 10,000 for the medical, the medicines that she's going to need. If we're going to go ahead and do a full rebuild, it's going to cost 50,000.
I don't have the money on hand for the rebuild, so we're just going to have to go with the antibodies.
She's like, are you sure this is what Tal would want?
Would it redeem her operational if we left it?
She's kind of shrugs. I have no idea, to be honest. It's your choice.
Well, we're going to have to do the regrowth. I'll find a way to get the money.
Okay. I will let the doctors know. And she goes back in and starts talking to them. You basically see this kind of, look of concern coast on this gentleman. Apparently the look of someone who cares about their crew.
I'll do anything for my crew.
And Bailey there kind of just shakes his head. He's like, wow, this is just way too much. I have never seen such things in my lifetime. And to witness this sort of thing. He's like,
What thing are you witnessing?
I'm sorry, Captain. I'm just overwhelmed by all of this. He says, I can't believe that I'm just standing here looking at all this technology and just I just can't fathom this all. Like, how does this happen? Has this been here all this time? Like before even when the Earth was around? He just totally looks he's just gobsmacked, boggled.
Well, yes, it has. Thank you for finally noticing.
He's like, he just, I'm starting to get a headache. I think I'm gonna have to go back to the ship. Talk to you later, Captain. I gotta go. And he ends up walking off on his own. Zalia comes back and she's like, all right, so we got our prognosis and well, what's the plan now? We gonna pay for the operation, or are we just gonna go with the medical?
We're gonna pay for the operation. I want all my
50,000
crew in good
credits.
health.
She's like, okay.
I'll find a way to make the money, even if I have to steal.
Even if it takes the last breath of my life, it will happen.
Are your kidneys in good condition?
I know you have. You have basically 20,000 credits.
I'll use the 20,000 as a down payment.
Okay, alrighty. The administrator there goes ahead and starts, processing the procedure. He says, "Well, it's going to take some time for this entire thing to, go through." He says, "You're probably looking at a good 3 weeks before we could, after the bio reconstruction." That she will be starting on with a preliminary, what they call a, going through a, what would the word be for it? A reconditioning program. So, if we start the procedure with this, we'll get it undergoing.
Okay.
He says, "Sign here, please."
And I sign.
Okay. He says, "We now have attachment to your credit foundation, and we will be issuing out the total of credits as soon as it's processed." Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And your
One request.
Yes, sir.
Do what you can to save her.
Oh, we definitely will. And she goes ahead and gives you a nod and heads on back to her work. And Zalia's with you, going, yeah, they'll probably do wonders here. Their
That's
technology is incredible here.
That's what I want to hear. I want all my crew back into good health.
Right, sir. So in the meantime, Frank says he gives you okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. You get a glimmer on your communicator, and Frank gives you the notification that he is he's in the starport. He is asking you where is the ship's location.
Hold on a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
I think I may have a answer to your current money woes.
I'm listening.
You take passengers? You got room for one more?
I do.
What do you usually charge?
In this case, 30,000 credits. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty easy going.
Well,
It depends on where he's going.
Follow.
Okay. I'll charge 5 for the room and board and 5 for the trip.
Okay, we'll make it 30. No questions.
Roger that. Tell them where our ship location is.
Pass it over.
Okay. Frank affirms the location. I will be there soon. Over and out.
I go walking back to the doctor.
You're Frank. Frank, it's already been paid. Just act like you don't know me.
Roger that. And yeah, so now you have the credits transferred
I'm walking
over.
back to the doctor.
Yep.
I just want to let you know I just accumulated the rest of the money. Here it is.
Oh, why? Thank you.
The
Nice.
whole 50,000 is in your hands. Saved my crew. That's all I ask.
We shall.
And I walk away.
We shall get forwards. Thank you, sir. And yeah, you end up getting back with the rest of them, with the rest of the group there, and Zalia.
Go ahead.
This never happened. This never happened.
It's between you and me. I'm not telling anyone.
Okay.
Cool.
So Zalia goes. So are we heading back, or are we continuing on in the promenade here? Or
We're heading back.
yeah, it's going to be a while for them to operate, and yeah, it's going to be a long time. So
I kind of figured, so that's why we're heading back to the ship.
she nods, and she sighs. And goes, "Okay, yeah, let's. This is for the best. Hopefully, she pulls through. I
I
hope."
still have one more to save, and that's our captain.
Well, let's get back. So she starts heading on back towards the ship. And Cobb, you end up getting a message.
Okay.
So they are willing to get you a suit of combat armor. It's at a rate, they're gonna go with 40,000 per suit. They have 5 suits available. These are Tech
Okay.
12 combat armor. These are
Okay.
full environmental style suits.
Those are pretty sweet.
High tech.
Yeah. Yeah, quite pricey. So I'll work something out with them to get all 5 of them.
Okay. They says that the offer closes up in a couple hours. Better be on it quick
Okay.
if you want it.
Yep. How much for the 5?
Oh, for all 5?
Yeah.
So, they're going to go ahead and give them all to you, 5 for 170,000.
Okay.
Just a freaking steal.
It is. I don't have that much, but I'll let them know I can definitely work out payment options and.
Well, it seems like
Wait.
our payment options are coming out of cost.
I'm in
Yeah.
for one. I'm in for
I mean-
one.
Whether or not they they need something that we can work deliver it for them, or because I can definitely work something out with them.
Okay. They
You
say,
said TL12?
the time is
TL12,
ticking.
right?
Yeah.
You said
What?
TL12, right?
Tech level
Yeah,
12.
Steel 12.
I was
Yeah,
just looking at those. Yeah, online, and I'd pay the 40 for one.
Okay. So if you're down for one, I have only 35 left that I can pay for one. I have to work out something for the other 3. I know
I'm
we're gonna-
completely broke because I just paid for an operation.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
you-
Sorry.
You drained all the coffers.
Yeah.
I drained all the coffers, yeah.
Do you let Adamus know?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I say, I don't know what
How
they'll
many-
were.
How many have not been paid for?
Um, That's what we're trying to figure out. How much was it altogether again, sorry?
170,000.
170,000 for 5 suits.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out the
And I think cost paid for 1.
yeah.
So we're down to 4.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much that is.
Well, and mind you, yeah, I'll put in the 40. So that means you got to come up with 130.
130,000.
Okay. I got 35, so that would leave
95.
95,000.
So remaining balance is 95,000.
So
Yeah.
So I have quite a lot of money. I will go ahead and fund the remainder of the 90,000.
Oh. Gentlemen, go ahead and mark that off your sheets.
We're draining them money, but we'll make it back. This will be worth it. 'Cause each one normally is almost 100,000.
How much? I'm putting up 90,000, right?
95.
95,000.
So it's 95 if you have it. If not, we'll have to.
Oh, I'm good.
And
Yeah, so-
TL8 go for 88K, so that's better than 50% off. I will definitely inspect the hell out of them when they come on board, guys.
Yep. Yeah, we'll let you. You and I will go over all of them and make sure that they're in fact going to protect us.
Alrighty.
I'll even take a bullet for you if you need to make sure they actually work.
They indicate that the delivery will take place in 20 minutes.
Sounds good. I give them the location of the ship where they can drop them off.
Yep. They affirm
Yeah.
that. And anything else? guys?
Again, mum's the word. Mum's the word. Just drop mine off at my door or something. Don't make a big deal about it.
Yeah. Like I say, we'll go over them and just.
Rusk's on his own. Rusk's on his own when it comes to stuff like this.
Yep,
He's a cheapskate.
Yeah. No, the two of us will go over them to make sure they are in fact legitimate.
Soon enough,
So-
you get a signal at the at your door, in the airlock.
Yep.
And,
I'll go and.
You see this gentleman standing before you. He's like, "Greetings.
Hello.
I am here for onboarding. My name is Frank."
Okay. Come in. I will get the captain and let him know that he has a passenger.
Why, thank you. And Captain.
We have another passenger.
And there is a gentleman that is standing at the door. Basically, he has kind of a rather strange look to him. He is human-ish. He
Hello,
looks
I'm
at
in.
you and has somewhat of a smile on his face. Greetings.
Greetings. I'm Captain Rye, and you are?
You can call me Frank.
Hello, Frank. Welcome to the ship.
And we are going to Fel. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Please lead me to my stateroom.
Follow me.
Very well. He starts following you along. You see Rusk in the hallway, kind of looking. He's like, "What the hell is that?" And Frank goes, "Greetings, I am Frank." "Wow," he says. Okay, and then he walks away, kind of looking rather disappointed.
I lead him to his bunk. There you go.
Thank you, sir. This is very interesting. Do you sleep on these? You do not have a propulsor cushions on board?
Sorry, we're out of those.
I feel very, very, very disappointed. But at last, this will do. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoy your ride. Well, enjoy your stay while you're on here.
When will we be disembarking there, sir?
We should be disembarking within the hour.
Very well, sir. Thank you, sir. I shall put my things here.
All right. And I go back towards the captain's chair.
Back to the captain's chair. Next thing you know, you get a message once again, Cobb. Delivery being made.
Okay, I will go and accept those.
And you end up heading out towards the cargo doors. There is a contingent of what looks to be maintenance outside. They appear to be dressed as maintenance. They
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
They nod. They have got cabinets with them, and large cargo pods.
Please come this way, and I'll just
They
escort
nod.
them in.
They go ahead and move the cargo pods in, and they basically plunk them in place and wait for your inspection.
Okay, yep. So I'll open it up and look through them.
And it opens up. You can see a full suit, what looks to be some sort of power battle armor. You can tell that this thing is totally. It's got the packs on it that go ahead and facilitate a levitation as well. It's got grab belts on it and everything. This stuff is some pretty impressive looking armaments. So.
Looks good. I'll put one on and power it up and make sure it's actually do a systems check.
Does the Iron Man thing. And the whole thing starts powering up. And then you start coming off the ground. You can test the the actuations of the maneuver nozzles. The repulsor projectors in the back seem to be working fairly quite well.
Yeah, I'll take my God's pistol, hand it to one of them, and just tell them shoot me, but just not in the face.
One guy looks at the other. They're like,
just want to make sure it works.
They say, no, we do not want to cause a
no worries, you won't. I won't.
They're like, we better close the cargo doors.
Yep. See how they'll do that.
Cargo doors finally shut. They're like, okay. Okay. One guy takes it. He goes, pow! And the shot goes in. You feel it impact, but you don't feel it penetrate.
Oh, well, pleasure doing business with you guys. I'll take the gun back and
they nod. Okay, let's get out of here. This guy's crazy. They start moving out. They're like, open the door.
No, you're stuck with me now.
Cargo bay doors open, and they kind of just hustle their way out back to their convenient grab sled and make their way out.
And I'll just radio coast and just say, your pizza has been delivered there, sir. Come and get it at any time.
Awesome.
And I'll let Ryan Adamus know that I got some goodies for them. We can come down and grab them at any point in time.
As you pass through the some of the halls there, Kos. I have too many names written down for it. So Kos.
Yeah. As you come through the hallway, your
Kos.
face.
You see Frank, and Frank kind of just looks at you, but kind of ignores you.
I bump into him.
Oops, sorry, sir. But nice to meet you.
Pass him a note. You too. Pass him a note as slyly as possible.
Okay. He
And
looks at
move
he looks
about
at
my
the
go about my business.
he's looking at the note. What does it say?
A whole bunch of crap.
A whole bunch of crap.
A whole bunch of stuff I'll type out later.
Okay.
Very,
Pete.
very sharp pen.
Alrighty. So he nods and he goes back into his stateroom. So Cora mentions, hey, so are we sticking it out here for weeks, or are we continuing on with our mission?
We got to continue on with our mission.
Obviously, I figure Rusk is kind of getting a little antsy on the ship.
He's getting antsy, and our crew member is in good hands with the medical right now.
That's
but
awesome.
It's going to take time.
Awesome, Captain.
So let's get off this rock and get to our next waypoint.
She nods. She looks around. Where's Adamus?
I'm on board. I'm on the bridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's
We left him behind.
let's go ahead and get yeah. She goes, Adamus, get to your station. We need to go ahead and get some astrogation.
Never left. I'll do the astrogation right now.
Okay. And make your roll. Very good. She radios in. This is Nebuchadnezzar. We are about to disembark from docking. Affirmative. And you get an affirmative. And the docking bays start to open up. And she starts up the ship. And as she starts it up, she suddenly realizes she lets go of the yoke. And suddenly the ship is like doing its own thing as it's being guided out automatically by repulsors. And it gets guided out into the chute. And it gets pushed basically out into space. And she engages the maneuver drives. And the ship blasts off into the distance. Off towards the
Foul.
What'd you say?
Off to foul.
To foul. That is correct. Well, interesting session. There was there wasn't any fighting. I thought there might be. Thought there might be a couple sections there. But yes, we will continue on with our trip to Fell in the next episode. And once again, kind of a little bit low key. But I thought there
we're working our way to the climax of what's going to happen next.
Working your way. Yeah, for sure. So the next episode, Fell. Let's see. We'll see what happens then. Everybody's good for next week. I assume so.
Good to go.
All righty. And just to
hoping
let
I don't need to
just to let everybody know, especially out there, this will be the next week will be the end of our season, and we'll have a little short break before we reconvene in I believe I said March. We're gonna
March 2nd.
March 2nd will be when we'll go ahead and reconvene with the series once again. I get to recharge a few things and get my I see cougars in the chat laughing at us. So just to let you know.
Gee, I thought he's gone.
Yeah. So we'll have a little bit of a break. I will continue on doing videos, of course, but doing a little bit more on some RPGs and stuff that I've gotten in the most recent weeks, and start doing some reviews and stuff like that as well too, and plus more painting and stuff like that. So plus it gives me some time to kind of just refocus, and we'll have an interesting game session when we reconvene once again. Alrighty, guys, gentlemen, thank you for participating in this one.
Thanks for having me.
Once
Thank
again, yeah.
Always a pleasure.
We'll
Thanks, guys.
we'll go ahead and do the usual. As soon as I get the OBS back up here, yeah, just hey, if you like what we're doing here, doing the theater of the mind, and you're learning things, I'm learning things every day, trying to improve ourselves and become better and better at this. Hit that subscribe button. Join us. You can learn things too. Have a good time. All right, take care. Subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel.
Do it.